quick recap on the work session previous at 5 o'clock. These are some quick thoughts. There were plenty of black Confederates that served in the Confederate Army. So, and I would like to say, if it was the monument a problem in the 1960s during the Civil Rights era? If it was, why was it not brought up then? Also, I'd like to say that Ms. Sutter, you do realize that you're lying by saying that many people were not taught about African slavery. I was.
I just didn't know about it, many people were not.
Okay. Well, I was taught. I was also taught that a lot of African slaves did come from African slave traders. But I also suppose that many of us have forgotten about the last meeting that my heritage is partially Irish and Indian, both of which were slaves. The Irish were slaves by the British, and Indians were also slaves by the British and Americans. You don't see me going over to Britain and tearing their things down because of that Irish heritage, or Indian things as well. I'm not doing it. It's past history. It is something that we learn from. And also, if you look at everyone's ancestry, you can't find people groups where both slave owners and slaves. It's in everybody's blood. Doesn't matter where you're from, it's there. I guarantee you can't find it. So, also, if the federal law, what about 10 years in prison? Forget about the $25,000 fee. It's a fine. That law, that same law states that it's also 10 years in prison. That's the big house. That's not the county. That's federal level. That's a felony. So the federal law, what about the federal law protecting those memorials being broken? What about that? Those are just a few words I'd like to say. But tonight, I'll be saying some more words that would be bold, but I will be speaking with the utmost truth and honor and noblest passion that animates a man in the character of a good citizen. Over the past several weeks, you have heard both opposing sides. You have heard the BLM and Antifa-Marxist groups who bribe all of you to pay the fine, as if they are making a purchase to remove and erase our local history, breaking federal and state laws that I have previously quoted in past meetings. You have heard us on the right, dressed in patriotic attire, explaining true history that can be researched and proven to be factual. You have heard how they twist and manipulate past history with revisionist thinking in order to force the schemes of BLM and Antifa that are both directly linked to Marxism. Remember, they outrightly threatened you and us on June 22nd by giving the list of terrorist demands of defunding the police and, most importantly, blaming you for their potential actions. They said, "You will radicalize the people and expect revolution." This statement could not be any more self-explanatory of who they are. Who are they? Terrorists. This is why terrorist is, by definition, please take this into deep consideration, a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. They cannot be reasoned with. It is their way, or their way by violent force. All of you are their political aim, and we are those civilians. This subject is not to be taken lightly. If they are given an inch, they will take the mile. You are the local legislative branch of government made to uphold the laws that are on both the state and federal level. Gadsden voted to keep the memorial, but last night things got heated because the BLM did not get what they wanted. They are like undisciplined children. Their demands were denied. Remember, we, in support of the keeping of the memorial on the square, are your friends and neighbors. We are the familiar smiling faces that you have seen for years here in Jacksonville. We would never make any threat to you or your well-being, and we would take a stand on you and protect you from those who have threatened you. But remember, we can vote you out of office, recalling how you broke the laws, if that's the path you choose to take. James 1:25. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in what he does.
Thank you.
Thank you.